Today, we're coming to you from the grand halls of the University of Birmingham, an institution steeped in discovery and research since 1900. The University of Birmingham was the UK's first civic university, a place designed for everyone, not just the privileged few. Every one of our graduands today is a part of that proud tradition of learning and achievement. Degree congregations at the University of Birmingham date back to 1901 and are held here in the Great Hall, right at the heart of our Edgbaston campus. Attended by nearly 30,000 graduates and guests each year, these events are the highlight of the university calendar and represent for many students the conclusion of their studies at Birmingham. Originally built as a cathedral to learning, the Great Hall never fails to impress our visitors. The building is Grade 2 listed, and it's really the details that make the space so special. It features a trompe-l'oeil domed ceiling located above its formal marble entrance. The entrance is bordered by archways that are designed to draw the eye towards the centre of the room. The music you can hear is being performed by our very own student musicians. They often perform versions of modern pop hits or songs with a Birmingham connection. As our graduands wait for the ceremony to start, this is a time for them to reflect on how far they've come. They may think back to the first lecture they attended in a packed lecture hall, making friendships that will last a lifetime. Maybe they're thinking back to their first eureka moment, when their chosen field of study finally clicked into place. Or perhaps they're thinking about late-night debates in the Guild, that group project that pushed them to their limits, or the spark of inspiration when they saw their research was really making an impact. Today they close one chapter and open another. A degree from the University of Birmingham is more than just a name on a certificate. Our graduates are recognised by employers for their resilience, creativity, and dedication. Soon, they'll find many exciting opportunities waiting for them. A quick shout out to the staff, students and volunteers who have made this special day possible. We couldn't have done it without you. Also, a reminder to share your photos from today on social media. Make sure to tag our accounts so we can engage with your moment. The audience is a mixture of graduands who sit in the back of the hall and their loved ones who are seated near the stage. During the ceremony, the graduands will make their way up to the stage, accept their scroll, and be applauded by their families and fellow students. In the sea of formal robes in the ceremony, attendees may spot black gowns, red and green gowns, and possibly some other eye-catching colours. The black robes are worn by those graduating with their bachelor's and master's. Green and red robes are for those picking up a doctorate degree. To the families, friends and supporters watching from home today, Your encouragement, pep talks, and well-timed cups of tea have helped our graduates reach this day. Let's take a moment to appreciate the parents who still don't quite understand what their child studied, but are immensely proud regardless. Well done, everyone. You've earned this celebration. Soon, our ceremony will begin. There's a degree of pomp and circumstance to the day that echoes back through the years. These rituals connect our graduands today to students from the very first British universities formed in the 13th century. This procession isn't just tradition for tradition's sake. It's the university's way of honouring the past, affirming the authority of scholarship, and marking the threshold our graduands are about to cross. Now it's time for the procession to start. Senior academics of the university are led into the Great Hall by two mace bearers and will sit on stage throughout the ceremony. There is a mace bearer at the front of the line and one at the back. The latter is called the Esquire Bedell. Both carry large silver maces that they put down on stage. This is a ceremonial kick-off to the day. The mace bearers are usually staff members from the university who have volunteered to take part. Row by row, the procession makes its way up to the stage, passing proud faces in the congregation, students in mortarboards, Parents wiping away tears, tutors exchanging proud glances. A senior member of the university, such as the Chancellor or a Provost, will be the last to take their place. They'll stand before the attendees and declare the congregation open.
I declare the congregation open.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon to you all and welcome to Birmingham. My name is William Bloss and I'm Pro Vice-Chancellor and Head of College for Life and Environmental Sciences. And it's my pleasure to welcome you, to welcome our graduands sitting at the back of the hall this afternoon, and your friends, family and supporters I can see in front of me to today's graduation ceremony. We are absolutely delighted that you're able to be with us here today. Today is a day of real celebration, an opportunity to reflect on the dedication and perseverance and excellence that you, our graduands, have demonstrated throughout your journey with us. You're now part of a long tradition of excellence and of innovation. Since our founding in 1900 as the first civic university, Birmingham has been a place that welcomes students from all backgrounds on an equal basis. As a university, we're committed to serving the public good and advancing social progress. And this year, we've been especially proud to reflect on our 125-year legacy since the university was founded in the year 1900, and together we've celebrated this special milestone in memorable ways. You'll remember seeing Old Joe, our clock tower, lit up in vibrant colours at the start of the year, and perhaps even took a few selfies in front of him. And now, as the year draws to a close, the clock tower is lit up once more, again becoming something of a beacon of light that shares our celebration with the city. You may have enjoyed our campus community festival and open-air concert in June, where thousands of our community came together to celebrate. And as the sun set, the university's philharmonic and jazz orchestras, joined by guest performers, delivered a powerful tribute to the university's rich musical heritage, from the elegance of Elgar to the spirit of ELO. It was a celebration that was proudly Brummie and maybe unmistakably ours. And only a few days ago, last week, many of us gathered outside this great hall to experience the spectacular light and projection show that told some of the stories of the university, some of the stories of excellence and of innovation. That show highlighted how our researchers shape policy, how they improve lives, and how they contribute to the health and well-being of communities around the world. The next achievements in that story may be yours, as our graduates, as you go on to shape the world around us all. Your choices and your actions now have the power to make a difference to that world. I'd encourage you to choose to make that difference a positive one and a kind one. But today, I'm inspired by what you have already achieved. There are those amongst you who've been with us for several years, studying for an undergraduate degree or undertaking a higher or professional apprenticeship. Some of you will have dedicated the last few years to original research, which contributes to discovery, and are here to be awarded your PhD. And for those of you who've studied a master's qualification or a leadership programme, your time with us will have been shorter, with differing periods on campus and maybe studying elsewhere or in the workplace. But all of you embarked on your journey with us at Birmingham because you trusted that it would expand your knowledge, that it would allow you to take the next step in your career, and maybe because you were driven by curiosity or wanted to make a contribution to your subject or to society at large. And you made that decision to study with us despite the challenges and maybe even sacrifices that lay ahead. For some of you, that may have meant leaving your home countries and family and friends to embrace a new culture and live independently in Birmingham. And others will have been balancing studies with work, with family life and other responsibilities. And it's your abilities to manage those competing commitments and challenges to overcome the obstacles and achieve your goals and your graduation that's testament to the resilience and determination and commitment you've all shown. But from experience, we know that the compromises and sacrifices that brought you here today may not have been yours alone, may not have been the Graduands group alone. And I can see as I look across the Great Hall, there are many people in the room with very proud faces. Some of them may have something in their eye or a lump in their throat as you come up onto the stage to graduate. And there'll be people watching online or elsewhere who will be thinking of you now and proud of everything that you've achieved. So Graduands, you will all have a person or people who believed in you, who supported you and showed you kindness and made sacrifices alongside you, and without whom you wouldn't be here. So Graduands, those of you at the back, I'd like to invite you all to get to your feet, please. Those of you seated at the back, our Graduands, all of you stand up for a moment and give a huge round of applause and cheer to everyone in front of you who has supported your journey. Loudly, please. Okay. Thank you. You're still quite quiet and polite, so we'll have to get over that as we go on. Thank you all. Please be seated. Thank you. I'd also like just to take a moment to acknowledge those from the university who've played a crucial role in your achievements to date. So sitting behind me are just some members of the university community who have taught you and lectured to you and encouraged your creativity and helped you to question and to explore. And you may also have been supported by many other people at the university in front of and behind the scenes. And I'd like you just to give another round of applause, please, to thank everyone here at the university who has supported that journey. So, in a moment, you will come up onto the stage and Professor Robin Mason, Pro-Vice-Chancellor International, will admit you to your degrees. This is your moment. When your name is read out, that will be your graduation. And friends and family, that will be your cue to make a lot of noise, please. So my final piece of advice is be careful on the steps. Give a big smile for the cameras and do enjoy the moment. My warmest congratulations to you all.
Now for the handing of the scrolls. The graduands walk across the stage to collect their scroll from the presiding officer.
I am Dr. Simeo Sun from the School of Geography, Earth and Environmental Sciences. Pro-Vice-Chancellor, to you and to the university, I present the names of these graduates as listed in my program, proved worthy to be admitted to their respective degrees.
By virtue of my authority as Pro-Vice-Chancellor, I admit those persons listed in the programme, both in attendance and in their absence, to the degree for which they are to be presented.
College of Life and Environmental Sciences, School of Biosciences, Doctor of Philosophy, for research into crop wild relative conservation in Northeast Africa, Ahmed Mohammed Audal. For research into mechanistic aspects of predatory bacterial lifestyle, Matthew Jenkins. For research into genetic and molecular mechanisms of central nervous system regeneration, Anna Elspeth Parsons. Master of Research, Holly Beth Andrews. Alicia Datta. Divya Khanna. Charlie Mapham. Reagan Lee Neeson. Jack Rogers. Isabel Jute. Master of Science, Human and Environmental Toxicology with Law, Isabel Kavanagh. Yasmin Ranu. Microbiology and Infection, Aman Ahmed. Ayub Arise. Muhammad Adnan Asif Ali. James Lawrence Brooking. Zofia Burns. Ning Chung Chu. Charlotte Lucy Emerson. Tahrim Hussain. Ellie Jones. Arbina Kauthis Warren. Hiramai Kumar. Xinran Lü. Mohisha Mahendran. Katie Mitchell. Monica Anna Melanda. Vladimir Nikulin. Archie Organ. Debolina Paul. Daisy Robinson. Hassan Saeed. Julia Isabella Sikora. Ho Yin Brian Sui. Oliver Taplin Green. Hai Yan Tran. Hua Zi Zhu. Molecular Biotechnology, Devram Danush and Janepa Nirmala. Nasif bin Aziz. Ge Bai. Dylan Jet Singh Danjal. Rakshita Dayani. Rose Ann Dome. Asta Gangdwal. Tanay Gupta. Shania Hamilton. Xinyang He. Tamaran Twami, trainer in Naiba. Mia Zhong. Nasreen Kadouri. Karthik Krishna Muthi. Tong Li. Yang Qingxin Li. Gayatri Mahesh. Siddharth Mathur. Angela Mayalambam. Reshma Reddy Ojireddy. Lara Sevanya. Katam Ahmed Saleh. Ihab Ahmed Sheikh. Hannah Smith. Parvati Randall Sukumar. Neela Vaishnovi Vakamamadi. Manish Wakade. Grace Cheryl Whitmore. Jacob Williams. Muhammad Yusri Forti Muhammad Zakzouk. Yusuf Ahab Zaruk. Shu Rui Zhang. Chen Xi Zhou. Toxicology. Riyan Mubarak M. Al-Dafiri. Abra Hamid H. Al-Malki. Muzan Sawood H. Al-Ruwaili. Shuk Majed M. Binobidan. Emma Bleasdale. Danish Chowdhury. Molly Cooper. George Cripps. Alfie Danson. Zoe Dunn. Gemma Rebecca Jones. Harry Bernard John Key. 可吕 Georgia Harriet Morgan. Iris Noveston. Toby Robinson Curd. Joshua Robinson. Shayna Kiana Rushton. Waleed Ahmed S. Shaman. Jacob Alexander Smith. Master in Science, Biochemistry, Millie Rose Wilson. Biological Sciences, Genetics, Svetomir Totev. Bachelor of Science, Biochemistry, Ambu Joshna Aru Yuharaj. Biological Sciences, Rowley Desange Philosangoud. Aksa Hussain. Biological Sciences, Zoology, Jakub Zamozny. Human Biology, Amelia Welch. Medical Biochemistry, Yerusalem Astartaki. Mariam Isa. School of Geography, Earth and Environmental Sciences, Doctor of Philosophy, for research into assessing the risk arising from human exposure to microplastics. Munira Faraj H.M. Al-Manzouri. For research into Muslims' women's fight for rights and gender equality in northern Nigeria. Sophia Hamis. For research investigating the impact of man-made emissions on herbivore-induced plant volatiles and plant defense, Laura James. for research into the variation and impact of plastic pollution in terrestrial bird nests, Imogen Louise Mansfield. For research into the stratigraphy and past environments of the dinosaur-bearing rocks of the Isle of Wight, Marie Catherine Marston. Master of Science, Air Pollution Management and Control, Louise Emma Grimes. Xu Gu. Jennifer Emma McEwen. Nuhikma Marisa Putri. Joseph Tebay. Emine Gul Tajim. Isabel Wellen. Applied Meteorology and Climatology, Fidemaya Abdul Nazir Jasila. Jacob Clemens. Daniel James Davis. Jithu Joss. Famida Kanom. Xiaoyang Wang. Environmental Health. Nora Mazouk A. Awuthenani. Lucy Rose Derrickett. Sean Kuna. Alice Perrin. Lucia Salcianu. Sanders Sheikh. Qiyue Zhang. Health, Safety and Environment Management. Saleh Hamdan S. Al-Majnouni. Anand Nakiba Amran. Joy Chet Asur. Umi Kalsum binti Haji Misli. Jamila Haruna. Emliani Serin Lajum. Wasama Omar Marane. Oluwisei Joseph Oyeniran. Alberto Sellen. Jingyao Zhou. Hydrogeology. Sarita Deepak Chambaka. Zhichang Fu. Callum Gibb. Hassan Kadodia. Atib Komkong. Bezard Miran. Mateusz Pandzieski. Ellie Mae Scott. Anawate Tanilala Adithiba Wetaki. 文卓陶、 Cameron James Tringham. Chenxi Wang. Public and Environmental Health Sciences, Sarah Afzal. Noof Abdulkader Khalifa. Aisha Muhammad Muazu. Research in Human Geography, Chengzi Jiang. Zhongyu Shi. Yu Xiao Su. River Environments and Land Management, Jiaxin Chen. Ruoxuan Chen. Dominic Di Fonseca. Christy Louise Evans. Isabel Filer. Elena James. Hamish Daniel Jefferson. Emily Elizabeth Kemp. Urban and Regional Planning, Lydia Amos. Zhijun An. Sampatha Bethula. Alexander James Barrow. Alison Bakosa Roka. Jessica Birch. Lorna Callan. Seren Anisha Carver. James Clark. Jacob Thomas Collette. Millie Jessica Cameron Cripps. Baranda Chivrignana. Bethany Rose Fox. Rebecca Green. Lily Beatrice Griffiths. Daniel Hayes. Sean Hewitt. George John Edward Holland. Aspia Janet. Megan Jenkins Patterson. Susanna Klimaszewska. Sean Knight. Anna J. Martin. Xavier Maynard. Rebecca Newman. Ethan Park. Sanaya Rasul. Isabel Reedy. Archie Rose. Rebecca Jane Rowley. Gwion Rees Russell. Benjamin Scattergood. Shreya Shivaprakash. Megan Skelding. Samuel Ward. Joseph Adam Warner. Ying Yu Wen. Shuchen Zhang. Master in Science, Paleontology and Geology with an International Year, Destiny Lambert. Bachelor of Arts, Geography, Jessica Hansen. Caitlin Shepherd. Geography with Year Abroad, Emily Kate Barnard. Toby Irving. Anne Ofedo. Bachelor of Science, Environmental Science, Micah Beckford. Max Mosley. Aidan Moylet. Max Palmer. Dylan Patel. Environmental Science with Professional Placement Abroad, James Anthony Tiley Faithful. Geography, Olivia Hill. Iram Shafiq. Geography and Urban and Regional Planning, Monet Nakayama. Geology, Libby Gamage. Aaron Kadukata. Paleontology and Geology, Jake Findlay. Pierre Stoll. College of Life and Environmental Sciences, School of Biosciences, Master of Science, Microbiology and Infection, Rina Ristiana. Bachelor of Science, Human Biology, Esther Arinola A. Folarencio. School of Geography, Earth and Environmental Sciences, Master of Science, Hydrogeology, Amanti Murga Tafasa.
Well, I have two pieces of good news for you. The first, this is the last speech, so you'll soon be able to start your celebrations, because the other bit of good news is that those who came into the hall as graduands have now miraculously, by a shake of the hand and navigating the steps without falling over, you've now turned into graduates. So shall we give our freshly minted graduates a round of applause? So I'm Professor Robin Mason, I'm Pro-Vice Chancellor International, and I genuinely mean it when I say that this is one of the best moments of the entire academic year. You get to see a mixture of terror, excitement, and then once the handshake is done and they're off, real joy and celebration for all of the hard work that our graduates have put in, and all of the hard work and support that you, family and friends, have put in. So it's really the highlight of the year, and a time to celebrate as well as to reflect. So in terms of reflection, although I'm now getting really quite old, I do remember very clearly my own graduation day. I remember it in part because I'm still the only person in my side of the family to have been to university, so I had no idea what was coming. The ceremony that I did, I actually had to kneel, so at least you were spared having to kneel. I remember the excitement, the sense of fear and trepidation, but more importantly, the sense of real accomplishment and anticipation of what lay ahead. And I'm sure you know it already, those in this room, but let me just remind you that your time here, I think when you look back at it in future, you will see that it's absolutely transformational for you as individuals. You will have learnt a lot about yourselves, of course about your academic studies, but even more about yourselves and your friends, about the resilience that you have, the determination that you've displayed, the creativity that's carried you through challenges and triumphs, problems that you thought you'd never be able to get on top of, things that you'd never understand. And so that's in part also what we're celebrating today, not just your academic achievements, but actually all of those personal characteristics that you've learnt during your time here at Birmingham. So as you graduate, you're joining a family. It's a truly global family. There are some 400,000 Birmingham alumni in over 170 different countries. So wherever you go to next, wherever you work, you're bound to bump into fellow Birmingham alumni. And whatever it is that you do next, your story becomes woven into the fabric of this university's 125-year history. And so this is an appeal from me to stay in touch so that we can learn all about your stories, and perhaps at future graduation ceremonies, we'll be telling the story of one or more of you. Let me tell you a couple of stories that I hope will inspire you about Birmingham alumni. The first is Claire Hewitt, who's an artist who's been bridging science and arts through her work at our Birmingham Institute of Forest Research. Claire installed custom-made wooden pinhole cameras, looking like bird boxes, to capture the sun's path over a year, exploring the trees' communal intelligence as they responded to the position of the sun in the sky. But she worked also during the COVID-19 lockdown, and her project expanded into a social initiative connecting 14 isolated local residents through online photography workshops inspired by her forest work. Claire's story reminds us that creativity and compassion thrive even in the most challenging of times. The second story is one for the slightly more mature members of today's congregation, and it's the story of Desmond Morris. Some of you who are my generation or later will remember Desmond Morris from the TV. Well, Desmond Morris studied zoology here in the late 1940s. He became a broadcaster, a zoologist, and an author. He also he was a truly multi-talented individual. He played a key role in the Surrealist movement, and during his time at the university, created a Surrealist found art object from an elephant skull. Morris said of Birmingham, "It is my idea of heaven because it meant freedom. It may not be the Las Vegas of England, but for me it was the most romantic of all cities." And again, we hope that you will carry with you fond memories of your time here at the university and at Birmingham. And if you have a little bit of time left over before you really get into celebrations after we've concluded, you can walk down the corridors on either side of this great hall, and there you'll see museum objects, artworks, manuscripts, photographs and films that tell the stories of the people behind the university. The stories of discovery, perseverance, creativity, courage. And as I say, hopefully, sometime soon, the stories of today's graduates will be included among them. So I know you'll find that your time at Birmingham has equipped you with knowledge, skills and values that will enable you to go on and make a difference. Birmingham graduates are intellectually curious. They look to the future. They act with humility and with good judgment. Your actions have the power to make a difference in people's lives. And to repeat the encouragement that Professor Bill said earlier, I use that power to make your difference a positive one. Standing on this very stage at the formal opening more than a century ago, formal opening of the university, King Edward VII laid down a challenge to our students. He said, "I say that the honour and dignity of this university are largely in your hands, and I look to you to initiate and hand down worthy traditions to your successors." And his words remain as true today as they were then. Each one of you is part of the university's legacy, and each one of you will help shape what the university becomes. And if you'll allow me just one last piece of advice before I close, let me encourage you to remember that life is a team sport, and one of your most important roles is to bring out the best in others around you. And if you do that, I think you will there'll be no doubt that you will go on to make a positive difference in the world. So, once again, congratulations, graduates. You did it, you worked hard, you made it up and down without any incident, and now is the time to go and celebrate. Congratulations and well done. I declare the congregation closed.
The ceremony that completes the university journey for hundreds of Birmingham alumni has come to an end. The procession begins to stream out of the Great Hall, carrying with them the maces that were set down at the start of the ceremony. It's a nice bit of visual poetry that bookends the ceremony. As those maces are carried forward, so too are our graduates onto their next adventure. This is a powerful moment for our graduates, representing the culmination of years of dedicated study, the education, connections, and friendships they have made at Birmingham will last a lifetime. The University of Birmingham is known for producing great thinkers, change makers, and innovators. From Nobel Prize winners to sporting champions, this institution has shaped minds that go on to make a real difference in the world. Today's graduates are stepping into that legacy, ready to make their mark, whether they're heading into research, launching businesses, or let's be honest, finally taking a proper break before the next adventure begins. From the Great Hall to the wider world, our graduates will carry the knowledge, ambition, and spirit of Birmingham in their next chapter. Wherever you're watching from, this is not just an ending. It is the beginning of something exceptional. The live stream has now ended.